Hi. Welcome to the MJS Daily Recap. It's lovely to have you here. Tired today. Just got back from some hockey. Not good. But yeah, back kind of hurts. Well, let's get into this, shall we? Let's get into it. Let's talk about some stuff. I actually did make some. It was a pretty good Monday. I love Mondays. I'm not a Friday guy. I'm a Monday guy. And that's kind of how I think it starts to be when you love to do what you do, because every day is great. So, yeah. But let's go through some of this stuff. I made some pretty good progress on some things. I'm excited to share them. And yeah, let's just dive in. All right, so the first thing is the client portal. I actually did that last night. I got off stream and I was thinking about working on it during the stream. I tried to do it, was having some roadblocks and just didn't know how I wanted to lay it out. So I made some changes. I'll show you that probably at the end here, just because I'll dive into that at that point. I had a finance meeting. So anybody that's been on the stream before knows me, pretty hugely in finance. I have a lot of different, this personal finance thing is literally a mile long, right? So there's a lot of things and tools that I use, and I have 8 credit cards, and I have high yield savings account, I have brokerage account, Roth IRA, other stocks that I trade, like all sorts of stuff. And on top of that, I have five business entities that all have their own accounts and bookkeeping and stuff that I do. Now, not too many transactions. We're not talking, anything crazy. We're trying to make some money here, obviously, but right now, there's not a ton of revenue or things like that we need to people we're paying and all that. There's no vendors. I'm trying to keep the overhead low. I'm trying to keep the, and ramp up the revenue here. So that's kind of where we're at. But every week I do this. Every Monday morning I go ahead and I go all through my personal finances. I go through my business finances, and I do bookkeeping, and I pay bills and do all that sort of stuff. I enjoy it. Honestly, it keeps me, I like being in control of my financial situation. I do not know how some people just fucking let that shit go by the wayside. I that was not me. Once I decided that I was gonna get credit cards and do all that, I needed to be responsible. So I want to put out a lot more content on that on YouTube, but also I have some really good ideas as far as a little course almost that I could build, a little video series, something like that. And it's on the list, and it was something that I started a long time ago actually, and I've shown it to many people, and I think they've all benefited from it. So I want to get it out there. It's just I haven't made time for it because I want to do a million things, and I only have time for so many at once. But I assure you that will come at some point. If you're interested, you can always go to my website, and you go down to, right now you can go to resources, and there's a lot of good financial resources on here right now. Basically things that I use, services that I use. The finance section is all the way at the bottom. I also might kind of change the way this is laid out, but I use Ally Bank. I use Aslo for business banking. I have this Discover It card, which we'll talk about here in a second. FindIT for my Roth IRA and brokerage accounts. Mint is the greatest tool ever. You link all your accounts. It shows your net worth. It shows you all sorts of stuff. It's great. QuickBooks Online for the business bookkeeping. Rakuten, I want to make a video about that too. I just saw somebody else, one of my people that I follow on YouTube, just made that. And that's a great thing. Literally, just go check it out. Click on this link right here. Click on this link. It's an affiliate link. We'll both get something out of the deal. Sign up for Rakuten if you don't already. It used to be Ebates, and you just go on random websites, and there's this little thing up here, this little R in the I don't know, whatever, the bookmark bar in the thing up here for Chrome, and it automatically, a thing will pop up and it says you can save so much percentage, right? And if you're familiar with credit cards, you can save percentage on that credit card, but this is separate to that. So let's say that my credit card, this Discover card, gives me 5% cash back at Amazon.com. Well, that's a bad example because Amazon doesn't use Ebates, but let's say it's 5% at I don't know, Best Buy or something, and then Rakuten gives you 5 more, and then you just saved 10%. You get 10% cash back overall. So that's great. I mean, there's no cost to that. I don't know if there's a catch. I haven't seen anything, so go check it out. I use Robinhood for stock trading. Played around with Webull mainly just to get the free stocks. Great platform, but Robinhood's more straightforward to me. And if I ever consolidate, I'd probably just go all to Fidelity, because The best thing about Robinhood is I think that they paved the way for free commission-free trading, meaning that you don't have to, when you, in the past, I think it was like, oh, you buy a stock and you have to pay like $5 for a trade or something like that. So you buy like 100 shares of something and there's like a price that you're not going to get back. It's not your investment. I've never traded like that because I've just had Robinhood and these other things when I wanted to actually trade individual stocks and even like mutual funds over here on Fidelity. I don't like to pay to invest. So there's a lot of nuances there, but again, these are just the tools that I use. Last thing that I'll say real quick, and I want to put more write-ups, and there's some more tools, but there's some more like resources and platforms that I use. But I want to talk about WesBanco really quick. I used to have PNC, and they charge you if your account goes under like $500 or a bunch of other stupid shit like bank fees. WesBanco has an account that's completely free for some reason, and the only thing you have to do to make it free is get your statements delivered via email rather than paper. And like why the fuck would you want paper, right? So it's like, okay, sign me up, and they waive the fee. So what I literally use WesBanco like just like a cheap rug or something because what I do is when I need to put money, if I ever need to put cash in my Ally Bank checking account, what I do is I use WesBanco as the middleman because you can't put cash directly into an all online bank. So I go down to the WesBanco, I stick the cash in the WesBanco, and then I transfer that cash over to Ally Bank. So my WesBanco account never has any money in it except for like the small time frame where I have that. And is it ridiculous? Some might say it's ridiculous that I go to that length rather. Like, Mark, why wouldn't you just have a PNC? Well, I don't like paying fucking fees, and I didn't really like the way PNC did some other shit to me that I just don't care about anymore. I can't remember, but I just didn't really like the idea of like the big bank experience of traditional type stuff, and I'm really into fee-free, and I don't need... Here's the real problem. It's not like I want shit for free, because I'm a capitalist. Like, I understand that you need to buy shit. I actually don't like when people are like, hey, can I get that for free? I don't really like that. But I don't want to pay for things that I don't use. And when you pay bank fees at a PNC Bank or a First, I don't know, other fucking First National, I don't know, any other banks, you're paying for the person behind the counter, you're paying for the fucking building, you're paying for, all these other overhead things that I didn't even set foot in a branch, so I don't need any of that, So that's the thing is that I don't like paying for things that aren't benefiting me. So that's why I was searching for this. I was like, oh my God, there's a WesBanco. There's several in my area. And I was like, great. So boom. So that's my little story there. I don't know if anybody's going to get any real value from that, but if you're in the same situation, I would highly recommend it. Briefly here, I want to talk about this too. I received a $50 Discover credit because a buddy of mine signed up for this Discover It card. And if you just go here, this is the best. I'm not going to say the best, but if you don't have a credit card and your credit is okay, I would highly recommend the Discover It card. I want to make like a video about this, or like a little write up about what you should do here, because I just have knowledge in this area because I have all this shit. And I've been through these things, and I don't like people making the same mistakes that I had to make. So, this is a great card, and you can normally get accepted, and approved for it if your credit isn't bad, and even if you have like no real stuff kind of going on, no real credit or anything. So I would highly recommend it. And again, back to the point is if you click on this link, you go there, you apply via this link, then you get approved, and you make a purchase in the first 3 months, then you get a $50 statement credit. So my buddy of mine, he got approved. I got the $50. He is yet to get his $50 because I'm pretty sure he has to make the purchase. Once you make the purchase, then you get it. So, but that was great. So excited about that. I could go into more on that, but it's just that's the way that I would do it. And the only other, I'll say the quick caveat to that: if you can't get approved for the regular Discover It, get the secured Discover It, and then all that is that you give them like $200. You give Discover $200 to like hold, and then that's your credit line, meaning that you can go to the store and you can spend like $100 on your credit card, and then you pay that off, and then you can continue to spend. It's like a revolving amount of money that you have as credit. And over like the course of 9 months, if you're responsible and you show them that, this is, you're capable of it, then they give you the $200 back because it's a credit card. You don't have to give them money. They give you that $200 back. It's just like collateral, just to make sure that you're not going to just rack up the charges or whatever. That's what the secured portion is. And then you've built credit, you've established a relationship with them, and now you have a real regular Discover It card. So Amanda did that, and it worked great. So that's that. But yeah, shout out to Discover. It's great. Okay. I think I mentioned like yesterday, so I stream on right now, wherever you're watching this. It's also live on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. So those are the platforms that I have, connected to this. What I would love to do is also get LinkedIn on that, because I really think that I can make some, I think a lot of my content is akin to, I have a large audience on there, and I think that there would be a good amount of people that would be interested in it on there. And I applied for LinkedIn Live way back in like May, and then again, and they've just changed their policy and the way you apply like multiple times. I applied for it again today. Hopefully I get it. I don't know what their thing is, but I think they have a lot of problems with that, because I know a couple people that stream on there, and it's like not really the greatest. It's a little laggy and stuff compared to other social media platforms. And then the other thing is, they keep saying they're like in a beta program, so I bet they don't have almost the resources to have a bunch of people be live. It's kind of strange, but I don't know. Hopefully one day we'll be streaming on LinkedIn as well, because that would be great. And I confirmed the next FBP guest. So great dude. I haven't really known him personally, and this is the other weird thing about these FBP guests, is I'm establishing new relationships with people. I've literally sat down with people that I've never talked to before. And I've also talked to people that I've known in my past and I haven't talked to in a while. And I've talked to people that, I talk to every day. And this next guest is somebody that I know them. I know their name. I know them as a person, but I don't think we ever actually spoke in person. And, we come together via social media, just like from circles that are somewhat together, you could say, right? And like mutual friends and shit like that or whatever. And then you follow each other on Instagram, stuff like that, and then you occasionally like reply to stories, and then you start to understand a little bit more about the person. And that's how I bring people on most of the time, is just like, hey, you seem interesting, I'd love to talk to you more, would you like to sit down and have a conversation? And sometimes, most of the time to this point, they've been all very accepting of it and willing to come on, and I know it's going to be a great episode. So it'll probably be about finance and some of the things like that. Those are some of the topics we were talking about, but yeah, I'm excited. So that'll be on Thursday. That'll be a Zoom one, actually, because they're not in the area, but that is scheduled for Thursday. We'll have an episode obviously on Wednesday, and then next Wednesday, that'll probably be when that one goes live. So there's that. And then I'm trying to confirm another guest that I actually asked a while back, so hopefully might record again on Saturday as well. So might get a little twofer this week and have them stacked for the next coming weeks. I posted this thing. This was a weird idea that I have, and I want to take this as an opportunity to, like, if you have an idea to post something or to put a message out there, just fucking put it out there. Don't even like think twice about it, because sometimes I know I find myself thinking, hey, maybe I should do this, and then like think too much on it and don't execute on it. Like, you gotta execute on it. Just go for it. So I posted this because I've seen this, how it started, how it's going, and this is how my room used to look, and this is how my room looks now. And you can kind of see it, like you can see this dresser right here, right? So it's like just a shot from over here. And at this, I'm not gonna read this whole thing, but at a glance, it's just kind of, how it started, how it's going, if you've seen that thing before. But really, honestly, when I saw this picture today, I was like, what the fuck? Like I knew my room used to look like that. It wasn't that long ago. It was just, 4.5 years ago or whatever. But a lot has changed. I mean, I'll run through some of the stuff that like isn't in here. So let me talk about this first though. Just start, make a plan, be resilient, limit the distractions, and be minimal. And I have a write up here, and you can go follow my Instagram if you'd like, and you go check out this picture. But real quick, let me just kind of talk. I wrote that because I think all that's important, and I could talk about more of it, but that kind of lays it out there, and there's more details, okay? But let me talk about the things that went through my mind as soon as I saw this, because this is a good place to do it, I think. So I saw this picture, and I was like, holy fuck, like, I had a lot of shit. You know, I'm very much more minimal now. Like, this still might not look extremely minimal, but the thing you have to realize is that I'm operating out of one fucking room. So, you know, when you think about it, this is pretty minimal, because in a house, I would have this stuff spread out. You know, obviously you'd have more things, but, you know, I try to be minimal, right? That's one of the things. And that really changed my life, honestly. And I'm looking back now, and I'm seeing, and obviously I built those headings and those you know, numbered items from some of these things, but, you know, just, the biggest thing that I saw was this fucking TV. Like, I remember when I sold my TV, and everybody was like, why the fuck are you selling your TV? And it's like, because I didn't use the fucking TV, and there was no need to have it. And, you know, I ultimately ended up getting this big ass monitor, but I don't watch TV. I don't think TV is a good thing inherently. You know, obviously not everything's evil or whatever, but, and if you watch TV, that's fine. But I just didn't get any enjoyment out of it, and I just thought it was stupid, really. And I didn't want the TV in my room, and it was at a time where I was selling a lot of these things. And that was more recent than this. My room did go through kind of another transformation, but this was, 4.5 years ago, and I ended up getting a different desk and kind of moving some things around. But this was wild. You know, there's no like. I just look at this stuff now and I kind of cringe. And people might think that I'm fucking weird for this. I know Amanda did for a long time. You don't need all these fucking coats. You don't really, if you don't need I don't really need a TV, and I don't really need, you know, this PlayStation with 4 controllers that never even fucking got used, you know. You don't need, you know, these pucks, whatever, they're up kind of like on a trophy case thing now, whatever. The chair was just kind of shitty. That's another thing too, is like, if I'm going to have things, I want them to be high quality. Not like the highest, but I want them to be decent for the usage, right? I want to make sure that I buy something that has value and means something to me and gets the job done. And again, this chair was just shit. That's a side example, but I don't know. There's so many things. Obviously, the decor is totally different story. You know, that got redone, but, you know, and this whole desk, it was terribly set up because it was made for, I wish I had a picture of when it was made for like an actual big computer. I did have a big computer here once, like a compact fucking long tower thing, and the tower was under here and underneath this printer, and this is where the monitor went. That was terrible. I hated this fucking setup where it was so spread out. You know, just things like that, right? So I needed to iterate on it. I needed to make it better. But more than anything, I just saw this and I was like, wow, there's a lot of shit here. And now there's much less. You know, I literally have 3 coats that, you know, one's light, one's a North Face, and then one's like for fucking snow removal. And then, you know, a little hamper here or whatever. Some of the stuff did move. Obviously, I didn't get rid of the printer. This is just some like cologne and shit, which I don't even use. I don't fucking use like random cologne shit. I have no place to put these little printer things. And then everything over here is, I mean, it's as minimal as you can get, and it's fucking used. I mean, it's used every day. This computer has gotten, I would love to know the amount of usage that this computer gets, you know, just from an hour's perspective. And then this is the podcast equipment. I don't know. The setup has changed so much. There's going to be a setup video coming soon, but more than anything, again, it's just make some noise, make some progress, do some shit, move around, change. And yeah, I don't know. I saw this and it kind of almost made me emotional because I was like, this is crazy. It could definitely be worse. And like, I think the rest of the room, there's actually way more stuff in the room. I wish maybe I'll show one day like a whole picture of the entire room compared to now. It's way more minimal. So I don't know. It's just, that's something that really struck a chord with me, and I needed to say that, and I wanted to, you know, on a thing too, on a little trend. But yeah, so that's that. This is funny. So in my calendar, the MJS site and the FBP site, deadlines of today, they've been all over the place. They've been like, it's been like 3 months late for all these things. But I did come to a very interesting impasse yesterday, or like a thought. So Fuel by Progress obviously is not done. I mean, there's a large site underneath this, and it's moving in the right direction, we could say, but I haven't touched it in a long time. But I did build a lot of it when I did first build this, and that was months ago. So it's going to come back. We're obviously going to get a lot more. This is going to be a full site, but I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait until I had some products, because that was, I wanted to be a thing. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I'll get back on this pretty soon, and we'll make sure that we have something going on, but we'll see, right? So that's kind of where we're at with that. The MJS site, though, is a different animal. I don't think the MJS site's going to have a deadline, because I feel like this one, all of them are ever changing, but this, more than anything, is me. And I'm always going to be adding new resources. I'm always going to be adding new books. I'm always going to be adding, different things, improving the story and my gear and all that. So I don't think it's going to have a deadline. I'm probably going to take the deadline out, because there are things obviously that I need to add, like, more pieces and stuff, but I'm just going to work on this site at my leisure, because I know the value in this site, and I'm always going to continue to talk about it and share with people, because it's important to me. And I know that it's I don't know. I just don't think that there's so much here. I don't really think that it needs to have a launch date. I think I can just start promoting it in certain aspects and just make sure that, it's good here and there. And it's pretty fucking functional. There's probably some, mobile responsive problems and stuff like that, which I could tweak. But there's so much value here, and I don't want to waste any more time. I don't want to waste any more time saying, no, I'm not going to show people stuff because don't have a fucking picture here for Google Works. But, it's like, it's stupid. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I think I want to do that more. So I don't really think it's going to have a deadline is pretty much the point. And those came up in the calendar, so that's why I mentioned it. And then I restored, packaged, and shipped Amanda's iPhone 8 Plus. She got the 12. We traded that one in. Yeah, that was kind of straightforward. She's liking the new phone. It's way lighter than this fucking one. It's crazy. But yeah, so we did that and then played some hockey. I played okay, but not great. Lost 2 games. Happens. Happy to get out there. It was first time in a week. And Amanda put me through this fucking workout on Wednesday that fucked my legs up so bad. It's like anytime I do weighted lunging or squats or anything like that, it just fucks me up. It wasn't even that hard of a workout. We didn't even finish the whole damn thing. But it fucked me up. And I'm glad that I was able to go back out there today and kind of be pretty okay with stuff. Although my left hamstring is a little hurting, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to wrap up here with just some of the stuff that I did last night after I got off stream. And it is the portal. So the client portal, my.finditech.com, and we're doing some cool shit. We changed this. We changed it from files to projects, and we also changed it over here, obviously. And if we click go to projects, this is just my test account. So you have to envision this as, like Mark Smansky, client of FindIT. Come to them for 3 different projects, and we complete, Fuel by Progress site, the personal brand site, MJS Industries. Obviously this is just me, so it doesn't really matter, but I wanted to see if this all worked. And I was able to set it up in such a way where, if you do one project or you do multiple projects, again, I spoke about this yesterday, the concept, but you got to think here, this is a web design thing that I'm about to tell you, but it's also more of almost like a life lesson, like I said. If you can somehow make things, it's almost like scalable. It's not, if you can make them, if you can do things so you don't have to do them multiple times and you don't have to physically change shit. Maybe it's just best for me to explain what I did in the web design thing. When you look at this, you might think that I made a square and then I put this logo here and I put this text here and I made this button and I made this button. I mean, obviously that's what it looks like, but that's not what happened. What happened is make things dynamic is what I'm kind of talking about. Whether it's WordPress web design or other things, obviously the concept might shift in certain areas, but what I mean is I made like a blueprint or an outline. That's a better way to put it, right? If you're going to build a building, make a blueprint. start from something, or make a blueprint of, okay, we can make this building here, and then we can make another building over here. Like, don't cut, you don't have to build a building and then like throw away the blueprint. I don't know, I don't fucking know. It doesn't matter. But what I did was I made it dynamic, meaning that like I have this template of a square here, right? And I say, okay, pull in logo, pull in the title, pull in, this link for the development contract, and pull in the link for the hosting contract, and put all that stuff in a square that looks like this. And then if they have more projects that are associated with them, continue to do that. So you do full by progress. Then you check, is there another project? Yeah, there's MJS personal brand. Is there another project? MJS Industries, something like that. It's a coding concept. I guess I basically just summed up like object-oriented programming, I guess. But that's the idea, is do things so you don't have to manually do a bunch of different shit. You just have to do it once, and you can let it kind of iterate through and just, find the pieces that you want from different objects, right? And that's it. But I think it can be applied to life, because whatever you're doing, build on the shit that you're building. Don't like do something and then totally forget it, or totally, throw it away and have to redo the same thing you just did. Always be iterating rather than building new things, I guess is one way to put it. So, but yeah, so we did that. And then the other thing we did is the little My Account. So we kind of changed it up. We just changed the way that everything kind of looks here. And then I think like orders and subscriptions is kind of the best. So we got orders, just says orders now. It says subscriptions. That was like a harder thing to do than what it looks like. So that's what we did. But yeah. And then the other pages are kind of the same thing, so we don't really need to go into that, but that's it. So iterative changes that made this thing better. I'm happy with where it's at. I think it's done. It works, and it looks basically like 95 to 99% good as far as all the things are concerned. Might make some little more tweaks here and there, but I think we're headed in the right direction. Maybe some of the more data, right? I don't have like the contracts put in for certain things, but that's where we're at on that jazz. I don't know. I think we're heading in the right direction. I think that we are moving forward every day. We're making good strides. We are starting to make some money here and there on recurring things. We're making money on web development projects. I have a couple people that I'd like to reach out to for web development stuff. I have some more people that I want to put on the list for FBP. Big important thing, actually. We got this beanie for AM and the PM. Nobody has seen this yet, except myself and Amanda and my sister. So that's kind of cool. Just a black beanie that says AM and the PM. From Printful. This was just a sample. I'll model it for you. Sup, bro? It's honestly a little small. Oh, it's a little small. Like, I just feel like beanies are generally like kind of a little more like bigger and looser in a sense. I mean, it does stretch. I'm sure it's not uncomfortable. It's probably just like, like a percentage small than other things. But I also am not a big beanie wearer. So, but yeah, we're working on that. We're gonna get Amanda another shirt. She got a large. I don't know why. We already had this discussion. I don't know why she got a large, but she wants a medium to like model and kind of do. And then we're gonna get that. We're gonna see how that is, and then we'll probably end up putting those shirts on the website, just as something very standard. And I think what we'll do when we order that, just to kind of, save on shipping in a sense, or just get like a slightly reduced shipping things, we'll order another item. We'll order probably a hoodie that's probably just all black and it says AM and PM. And it should be good. I mean, it honestly should be pretty nice to see that. Hopefully we can get it some decent quality. Hopefully it's solid. And yeah, just start rocking the merch, start rocking the brand. I'm probably not going to wear too much AM and PM stuff. Maybe here and there, but I'm very excited for Fueled by Progress. We're gonna make a lot more shit there. It'll be cool to have merch at AM and the PM, apparel at Fueled by Progress, and yeah. If it, honestly too, it's not really necessary, nor do I think that it's like, I don't know, nor do I think that it's like really something that makes a lot of sense. But just given the limited and basically no overhead of using a Printful option, which again is like print on demand, so you just put the thing on your store and then you make the difference in whatever you charge people. You know, you pay Printful $10, you charge $15, you get $5, something like that. I might do it for FindIT. I have a FindIT shirt, and it's, you know, it's fine. It's a regular shirt, and I might do that, just, you know, because I might put a little merch store page on there. I don't know. That's on the back burner. That's not super important, but something we might do. Just always thinking of ideas, always thinking of different things. I'm probably not gonna make. I can't imagine myself making MJS apparel, like MJS merch or anything like that. It's a little narcissistic, I think. But I'm very happy about Fueled by Progress. I know that it's gonna be great. Just gotta keep working. Happy with the podcast. It's gonna turn into a fucking beast apparel brand as soon as I can. That was one thing I wanted to rant about real quick. I wanted to put it in a Instagram video, but the apparel industry is so goddamn annoying. Just the things that you have to do and the things that, like, I just want to make clothing like the big brands, like Gymshark, like Alphalete, like Everforward, Nike, whatever. I don't know why it's so difficult to find a fucking guide. Not even like a guide, just like, bro, like, I get it, you got to design the fucking clothing. Who do you go, like I know who you go to. You can go overseas, Alibaba, international shipper, find a fucking thing there. Or you can go domestically, but like, what do you, like, just give me the steps, right? I'm so big on this. These fucking courses that I have on my website, when they're out, they're going to be step-by-step guides on how to go from nothing to where you want to go. I wouldn't recommend following them like to the T because everybody's different, but it's going to give you a comprehensive fucking path. And the goal isn't for you to follow them 100%. The goal is to understand the process and then throw in some pizzazz here and there, right? And make the shit your own. That would be the goal. But when you don't even have the fucking, you know, you don't even have the resources, like, maybe it's because I haven't talked to enough people, I haven't like researched enough, but I have talked to a couple people via Alibaba, and it's like, all right, well, can you just tell me like exactly what I need and like what I need to do and stuff like that? And can you show me some, like, I don't know. There's probably something like that. It's probably like, oh, can't show you other people's work, or we can't show you we can't tell you that we make clothes just like Everforward. It's probably like, those are shit. I don't want to knock off Everforward. I'm just saying that I need somewhere to start because I don't fucking know. Like, I wouldn't necessarily make, I think if I had, like, for instance, right, I wear Everforward shirts on occasion. Used to wear them a lot, and now I want to make my own, right? So if I wore that, I could probably wear that and think, and if I had that as a starting point, which it's a fucking random, you know, it's a regular piece of clothing, like, I would feel like you could say, like, hey, how do I get something like this? Like, what is this? Like, you're a clothing designer. What do I do? What is all this? I feel like if I could get to that point, then I could be like, okay, great. Now we're here. This is something that I do like. How can I make it better? And then, you know, it's kind of like looking at certain things and just saying, wow, okay, that seems cool, but I see where it's lacking. So how do I innovate on it? It's kind of like that. I mean, it's not really the same exact concept, but I don't know. Just a thought that I had about Fueled by Progress and stuff. But we're moving slowly but surely. We're gonna get some stuff going there. It's gonna be exciting, and yeah. So I think that's all I got. You know, it's been a great day. I gotta get up. I gotta make sure that I get the fucking trash out tomorrow because for some reason it came at like 9 o'clock last week, and I missed it. And normally it comes at like 1. So I don't know, but I gotta do that. I gotta do a bunch of other stuff. I didn't even process the episode for FBP today, so I have to do that for ahead of Wednesday. It's a long one too, and gotta write a testimonial. I gotta see if I can use some. I want to see if I can use the Zoom on Zoom, the Zoom H6 on Zoom, the video communication software. I know there's a way to do it, and I've tried it before. I just couldn't get it. So we got more shit to do. We're gonna work. We're gonna keep working. I appreciate all the support. I really do. No matter if it's Instagram, Twitter, the streams, whatever it is. If you pop in for a second, if you say hello, if you like something, if you even look at something, I really appreciate it. I don't want to ever lose sight of that, even as we're growing here slowly but surely. Yeah, we got some goals and we're going to keep chasing them. We're going to hit them. And I want to make sure that I do everything that I can to bring value to anybody that gives any moment of their time to this content, because I think it's helpful. And I don't ever, like I said, I don't want to lose sight of the people that are one day now, and more so even in one day, going to make this more possible and more fruitful. And I don't know, it's always going to be fulfilling. But once we start really turning the gears, making this thing profitable, livable, I think it's gonna be really special. So that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much. Let's keep going. So have a great night. I will probably talk to you tomorrow.